decided to read a story that I wrote a few nights ago. Named it Unversed Emotions, Heartless Human, and a Nobody with a Wish. Unversed, Heartless, and Nobody I use as a reference from Kingdom Hearts. From Birth by Sleep, and Heartless from all Kingdom Hearts, and Nobody's from Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay, this is what I wrote. On bright and sunny days, a young man walks in the shade, hiding from the sun with his head down, his shoulders slumped, and quiet, listening to his music to shut away the world around him. He feels as if his friends and family have turned their backs on him. He wants not to burden anyone. He feels like dead weight, a demon in a world of light, unwanted. This young man jokes about his life to ease the pain in his heart and mind. He knows not compassion, nor the companionship of anyone. He believes his heart is a cold iron wall, where no feelings of others may get in. But he is wrong though. Now he doesn't know what to do. He always remembers his past and haunts him every day of his life. He is a lone wolf looking for a place in a pack or to start his own. He walks in the cold forest, wounded and tired. His cries are unheard, but keeps on living, looking for hope. His journey wasn't always riddled with obstacles, but inside, he knew that one day it would be. The young man grew up with the love of his parents, a religious home, a loving brother, and an open door to his heart. Growing up, he tolerated being picked on. He simply pushed it away. He always smiled, even when in pain, something his parents taught him. Years later, he cast away religion, but puts on a mask to hide his demon dwelling inside, so he may speak to the others about the word. Though his friends know the truth, so does one of his parents. After the young man finished walking down with his friends, months later, he saw a loved one become a man too soon before his time. He was saddened but happy at the same time. As for the door to his heart, he looks in the mirror and tells himself that the door to his heart, he now looks in the mirror and tells himself that the door is closed, but left a small window open. One day someone will fit through. Hoping one day someone will fit through. This young man grew up with ambitions, not knowing the sins of his parents would stop him. Now he tries to find a way to pass the border that separates him from what he desires. For a time, his failure marked his face. That's what he told himself. He was given hope for a brief moment, but as soon as he walked towards the light in the long, dark tunnel, he heard it was a freight train heading his way, and there was no way to avoid it. Luckily, he wasn't too hurt, and was thankful he wasn't. Now he looks for another ray of hope, hopefully before it's too late. He tries not to think of it, but feels that a giant clock hangs over his head that no one can see but him. Growing up, the young man wanted to feel power, the same power that placed him on the ground. As a young boy, he put himself in a small group of people that were a bad influence on him. The young boy learned how to hurt people, and being a stupid boy, he targeted people that did nothing to him, simply to know what it felt like to be on the other side of being hurt. The young boy didn't know he was hurting others. He simply saw it as a game. These people later became his friends, and he learned from his mistakes. He learned to let go of his anger, knowing that one day it would be his downfall. He saw into the past and saw his demons, and went in to face them. He knew those he had hurt, he had apologized to. He did years later. A great burden was taken away from his chest. He began to breathe enough to fill his lungs, and let a sigh of relief and smiled once more. There was a person he had feelings for. He tried to approach her, but was afraid to express his love for her. He felt comfortable around her, and she knew it. And he can't let her go no matter how hard he tries. She haunts him in his dreams. Every now and again, he carries a picture of her in his wallet, but doesn't really look at it long enough to feel anything for her. He doesn't show interest in throwing it away either. Does he still love her? He questions it himself. He remembers the laughs they shared, and remembers that she was there for him when he lost his close friend and family member. Her voice soothed his distraught soul. He loved her even more, but couldn't bring himself to tell her, not under the circumstances he was in. He would feel greedy and self-centered, and if he did. Months later, he saw her from a distance in an annual gathering. He wasn't alone, so he turned his back on her, not wanting to think of her anymore. He was fighting back his tears so his friends could not pity him. What could have been, he wonders. He left the gathering alone and dead inside. This story is a work in progress, created by me. I had trouble reading some parts since I'm reading it off my PSP and it's on my Facebook. I'll put a link on it. And it's really hot in here. I'm sweating because I came out of a hot shower. Thanks for watching.